Here's a warning before the video starts. The video contains flashing images that will cause epileptic audience members in the audience to have seizures. If you suffer with epilepsy, I recommend closing the video now and watching something else. MegaMan is a series of difficult 2D platformers created and developed by Capcom of Japan. At this point in time, they were mainly known for their arcade games, like Ghosts and Goblins, and most of all, Street Fighter. When Capcom caught wind of the consoles like the Famicom and Nintendo Entertainment System, they decided to make an exclusive game for that market. Capcom got together a team, consisted of Akira Kitamura, KJ Inafune, and at this point I think I'm gonna butcher a lot of the names that there was assembled, so apologies in advance, but yeah, Japan is not my first language. No, you, key, Nayuki Mashimuro, who basically programmed the game, Masuki Kishimoto, the animator of the game, Nayubi Tomita, who worked as an artist along with Inafune, as well as an animator, Manumi Matsumu, God. Matsamune, who originally developed the soundtrack for the game. Bit of a side note, for some reason it was hard to get the original 6 people who created the original Mega Man game. The only place I was able to find their names was on the Some Call Me Johnny video that he made way back in the day. Wait, how long did he make it? 2013?! Holy shit! I'll link the video and his channel in the description below. I highly recommend checking them out. He's a pretty chill guy. Anyways, back onto the main topic. On the 17th of December 1987, the original Rockman was released on the Nintendo Famicom, while Europe and America got it as Mega Man for the Nintendo Entertainment System regions. The reason the name change was is because Capcom of America thought that the name Rockman was too stupid and was changed to Mega Man. While I'm sticking to Mega Man for this video and for every other video to proceed, I do kind of prefer the name Mega Man over to Rockman personally, but that's just me. Much like any other game at its time, the game doesn't have a story when you boot up the ROM, so we need to look at the manual first, which sadly I don't seem to possess at all. Oh well, it's time for Google! Let me just type this off and then just Alright, there we are. From what I can gather, the actual story is contained within the Japanese manual. The localized manual, which would be in the American and the European version of the game, just feels like it's just making stuff up on the spot as it just goes along. Seriously though, Monsteropolis? Mega Man himself is a general for Dr. Wily? None of this makes sense at all, come on guys! Was the Japanese version of the story that difficult to translate? So I'll be going through the Japanese version since it was made canon in Mega Man 4. I know, waiting until the 4th game in your 11th part game series is kind of stupid. But just roll with me with this, okay? Alright, please don't stop asking any. In the year 2000X, later to be known as 20XX, Dr. Light built 2 robots, Rock and Roll. Yeah, I know the musical theming here. Trust me, you won't be hearing the last of it. To serve as housekeeping robots, lab assistants, and generally just being family to the good doctor. Dr. Light also built 6 more robot masters to help out with industrial purposes. These robots consist of Cutman, Gutsman, Bombman, Iceman, Fireman, and Elecman. Each of these robots was built with a different purpose in mind. Elecman for electrical management, Iceman for Arctic-based work, and Bombman for demolitions. well, etc. However, the mad scientist and former colleague of Dr. Light, Dr. Wily, stole these industrial robots in a bid for world domination. Rock, having a strong sense of justice, volunteers to be remade into a combat robot. Thus, the beloved hero, MegaMan, was created. I shouldn't be like that, but, like, you have to make it a little bit more gravitas, Anyways, enough story. Gameplay time! Unlike other games at the time, Mega Man allows the player to choose which stage in any order they want. This is a defining feature of the series, since it makes each game extremely replayable from the start. However, the downside to this is that newer players would feel quite overwhelmed with choice when starting a brand new game proper. Not only that, but the series as a whole has quite the reputation of having quite an archaic nature to it, especially its incredibly high difficulty curve. But if people like games like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and maybe any other FromSoft game that I'm not listing off of my hands, I'm pretty sure you would relatively comfortably fit into the Mega Man series just fine. Sort of. Let me explain a little bit. The series is built off the idea of trial and error, so it seems unfair to some people who are trying these games for the first time. I'll be honest with you, much like with any other hard game out there, you will experience a lot of trial and a lot of error when it comes to just simply playing the game for the first time. But with Mega Man 1 specifically, you kind of do need to be a little bit more patient when it comes to handling with each different obstacles that comes your way. When choosing a stage to play first, you're greeted with Mega Man's control scheme itself. I'm currently playing this game on the Legacy Collection via Steam and PC, while playing with an Xbox One controller, just for reasons, like, I don't know. Mega Man can move around with the D-pad, as well as jump with A and shoot with X. However, Mega Man can't aim his arm up or down, or even diagonally for that matter. Only what is straight in front of him is he able to shoot. I'm guessing Dr. Light just forgot to put that feature in. I mean, come on, my mum and dad forgot to put the feature in where I have to lift up my arms every time I have to pick up something. So, there's something for me to relate to Mega Man, eh? The combat is mainly just you jumping to get level with the enemy and shooting. Some obstacles can be avoided every now and then, but you still need to shoot some enemies in order to proceed forward. Some enemies can be destroyed faster with a boss weapon, but that's just shush. Shush. That's for later. No spoilers, you fucking. Normally I like to pick the weakness order, so I always go Bomb Man first. In this boss fight, you'll never guess what he uses. That's right, a fucking gun! Actually, speaking of gun, the American box art is absolutely fucking dreadful. Everyone has said their opinions on this bloody thing, but it's my video, and I get to say what I want. First of all, why does he have a gun? I'm pretty sure, even on the sprite, Mega Man does not have a pistol. Why does he have yellow on his suit? Like, again, look at the sprite. Where does this game take place? The land of assholes and explosions? I know the artist had a limited time span to make this, but to be honest with you, the Japanese art is just superior in almost every way. While I would say that it's leaps and bounds better than the Americans got, the Japanese box art doesn't really tell you much about what the game is really about, to be honest. I mean, it's good. I don't mind the artwork. Mega Man looks very Mega Man, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this design, and I'm very much glad that it got more refined as the games went on after this one. Although I would say it's 1987, so standards were very different back then. Very different indeed. Anyways, Bomb Man is quite tricky, normally due to how wide his bombs hit. I always have to pray the will of God whenever I attempt to avoid his explosions. God, why have you forsaken me? Anyways, I beat him and get his weapon. Mega Man can copy boss weapons, as well as use them during stages, which is a flipping cool idea in of its own right. Not only that, but it can also be used during boss battles as well. Each boss is weak to a certain weapon. Most of them can be easy to figure out, such as Gutsman being weak to bombs, due to bombs blowing up rocks, Cutman's weapon being effective against Elecman, you know, due to wires being cut by scissors and stuff like that. The weapons themselves are useful, but not very good, personally. The bombs are very powerful, but they take so long to explode. The rolling cutter is fine, although it's used like a boomerang, and it kinda just sort of floats over enemies a lot of the time. And it can defeat certain enemies as well, which are invincible to the regular Mega Buster. The Thunder Beam is by far the best weapon overall, since not only you can fire in 3 different directions, but it can steamroll any enemies it comes across. Although, why the hell do you need a use of a special weapon in order to aim in multiple directions is... Again, you kinda need to just roll with it, to be honest. You kinda do. Once you defeat the 6 bosses, you move on to Dr. Wily himself and his stages. His stages are the hardest in the game due to how you need to use something called the Magnet Beam, which you can find in the Lekman stage. The stage itself makes use of every weapon Mega Man has, which is cool since it shows the progression of the player, and how familiar they are with each weapon. But this part in Wily Stage 1, where you need to use the Magnet Beam to climb up the wall, is frustrating as hell! The Magnet Beam has its own ammo count, which is displayed right here, right next to the bar. Enemies can drop either weapon ammo or health pickups at random sometimes. Little pickups or big ones are rare. Heck, even extra lives drop extremely rarely sometimes, so you shouldn't really rely on them too much. The boss on this stage is... oh, bloody hell! Yeah, the Yellow Devil. This guy sucks. But I can use this pause glitch exploit to skip this guy. Many in the Mega Man community can see this as cheating, but I don't care. I don't like this guy. His attacks patterns are random, fast, annoying to dodge, and just plain out just an irritating affair. I don't like this boss. I'll just use the pause glitch whenever I get around to him. I don't like him. Second stage, and oh look guys, it's Cutman! Again! So a staple of the series going forward is you need to refight the bosses again. Which sucks, because if you are having trouble with one particular boss fight in one stage, but then you have to fight them again in a later part of the game, and then you have to refight almost every other boss... oh, you know what? Fuck this. This part sucks. I usually don't really like this when it comes to other Mega Man games, especially the first game going forward. But all of the platforming games that I've played about the Mega Man series has a boss rush to it, so I can't really complain a lot about it. It's just this one feature that I would very much rather live without, to be honest. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But hey, Mega Man's doing a little funky dance, so it makes it a little bit better and a little bit more bearable to get through these. Anyways, you refight Elecman and fight the boss on the stage, named Copybot, which is a copy of Mega Man in every way. Again, this guy sucks due to him being able to copy everything you do, even the boss weapons you've already copied as well. It's almost like you're fighting yourself. Yeah, not fun at all. I'll be honest with you. It's not fun. Moving on to the third stage, we're on the home run now, boys! This stage isn't too bad, but the boss at the end of it will have to suck my left nut! No, I will not explain why, just see for yourself! Yes, a pain. I had to rewind a few times so I could actually beat this guy. I'll talk about that later. Actually, right now! You basically notice that the footage keeps rewinding. Well, that's not me in editing. Well, I wish it was, and I wish I knew how to do that, but no, it's not me. Basically, the Legacy Collection has this feature where you could rewind your gameplay to a point where you're not too damaged, or you could just rewind way back before the boss fight even starts. Not only that, but with full health as well. How fun. It's helpful, but I don't usually like to use it that much in other games. Maybe sometimes Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 3, but we're not to that point yet, so be quiet. Okay, final stage. Let's fucking go! I'm coming for you, Wily. Hold on a sec. Just a little warm up. Okay. Here we go, you old bastards! Yes! No! Yes! Ha! Yes! That's right, you old bastard! Grovel at my feet, you shriveled up old man, you! Anyways, with the Mad Doctor's plans in shambles, Wily groveling at the ground in forgiveness, while Mega Man does... nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant! Yeah, after all that pain Mega Man just went through, he just runs off home. I mean, cool, we saved the day and all, but Wily's still on the loose. What's going to stop him from trying again? Well, knowing that there's 11 main entries in the series, holy crap, Mega Man, why don't you just arrest him? God almighty! Anyways, joking aside, just one more thing before I go. I want to talk about the music. And do you know what this fella thinks? After all these years of playing this game? Well, I shall tell you right now! I think it's fine. Wow, that was anticlimactic. The series is well known for having a fantastic soundtrack, even for NES standards, but the first game is just... okay. Forgettable at worst, but just at best okay. There are some tracks that I do remember and somewhat look forward to hearing, but other than that, yeah, they're just okay, really. The soundtrack is just fine, in my opinion. And to be honest, that's the best way I can describe this game. Mega Man 1 has the makings of a fantastic game, but there are just some parts where it just kinda nosedives for me. The bosses are okay, except for the final stage anyways. The music is nothing to write home about, but other than that, it's pretty much just, well, okay overall. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. But the Legacy Collection? Well, it's a fantastic way to play all of these games on modern hardware. With the rewind feature and the save system right here, it makes it much easier for newcomers to jump in. But I don't think you should start with this game in particular. Mega Man 2 is a much better place to start overall. But if you're curious on where the Mega Man series first started, pick up the Legacy Collection if you want to and play the first Mega Man game. But in all honesty, just Mega Man 2 is just so much better. I give Mega Man 1 a rating of G for good. Alright, that's me done. I am Mr. Shy Guy signing off. And next time I'm probably gonna just, I don't know, review another game or something. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you like these types of videos and subscribe maybe, if you want to, possibly, I don't know. I just wanted to say that because I want to see the subscribe button just light up like that. Hope it went off well, again.